This new artifact are giving you more HP than your grandma soup. Serpent EH is more than just a new infantry item. It actively changes how you fight. HP buff, AoE splash, stackable stats. Let's break it down. 30% HP for 15 seconds. That's survivability no other infantry artifact is actually giving you. And this is the first thing that you're going to see from this artifact. Boot Bite, very interesting name for the artifact, and yeah, it's basically going to get when it's triggered for 15 seconds 30% HP, which in my opinion is absolutely great because it's having 40% 400 rage, so this thing is going to be executed very fast, even like way more faster before your own heroes actually execute your their spells. For example, Kuma is needing rage cost 1000, and with these artifacts basically on 40% of the Kuma rage you're going to trigger this thing. Now why this thing is important? It's important just because it's going to give you this boost and keep your legion more strong till the first skill of Kuma or the hero that is paired there trigger, or maybe Goresh Kogo till the Goresh is getting this attack resistance, which I think is absolutely crazy. And there is no other artifact that is giving this thing. We have Deathless Veins, obviously the Legion HP. There's going to be artifacts with Legion HP, but this one is, for example, giving shatter to surrounding Legion, including basically sticking the infantry. This one is pushing the enemy, as you can see. This one is stunning the enemy. I mean, you know, all these artifacts is aggressive one, but this one, the Serpent Age, is absolutely great for infantry marches that you're looking to survive more on the battlefield. And this is just the beginning. This 30% is like for 15 seconds. It's not that much if you look at, because this like 1 minute and 20 seconds. So 1 minute and 30 seconds, this like 90 seconds. Which means this 15 seconds, something like 10-15% from the time to, from the time this artifact get triggered. Because yeah, the moment you have to wait, first of all, this 1 minute and 30 seconds to finish, and after this to get some rage to trigger it again. Is 400 is going to happen faster, but still is something like extra seconds there. So I think it's like covering like 10% from the time you're going to have this 30% HP. And deals diffused physical damage to up to 3 nearly legions. Enemy legion every 3 seconds, and this is for like 15 seconds, so it's going to hit like 5 times before it actually expire, which, you know, 300 damage factor 400, which you know, it's still going to be like 2000 damage in total. I mean, after all these 15 seconds actually finish. And every damage every 3 seconds is a free value in crowded zones or open field. Especially now, here's the thing: if you pick this artifact, you most likely are not going to be able to use the blink, which I think the blink is going to be one of the main artifacts for Kuma with Lei Kuan, just because the damage output and the survivability, you cannot take out these legions that fast when they blink at the middle of your mage bow. And this is going to be a problem for escaping, for sticking, because, you know, if you teleport with Goresh and Skogo, there's going to be 2 times more faster taking out this legion from taking out Lei Kuan with Kuma or Goresh Kuma. But with this artifact, in direct front hit with the enemy infantry, just going to give you better value. And I think the best value this legion can actually get is if there's a couple infantry legions around him and he's alone. I want to point out, and when he's alone, going to just get so many benefits. And for one legion with this artifact, you're going to do a lot of damage, you're going to have so much HP, and at the same time you're going to make enemy legions way more weaker, and basically a booter for mages and marksmen. Now let's continue with this artifact. This is not everything. Target get slow march speed minus 15% for 5 seconds. Now march speed, if it's not something crazy, it really didn't matter. Now I saw many heroes, especially for example right now I'm having Thunderlin. Thunderlin is march speed reduction 40%, and it's not, I cannot see it that much on the battlefield, you know. The march speed reduction is not something game changing. It's not going to bring something crazy over your. You're going to be one idea more faster, you know. But still, march speed is important. But even 40%, I don't see crazy difference of the enemy march speed when I apply this 40%. It's for 2 seconds, so obviously 2 seconds is way smaller amount of time. It's like covering 20% from the time, but still the march speed I don't think is what actually people is like, oh my god, this is having march speed reduction. Definitely something that I wanna get. Now let's continue. Additional effect. Now this is important thing. When joining an HP buff via hero skill, boy oh boy, we have a lot of hero skill buffs. It's not only from the Kuma, you also get buffs, HP buff from Lei Kuan when he get hitted, and this is actually a buff for the Legion. You get buff from Kuma from the rage skill. Basically when he's draining the enemy legions, this thing is going to get triggered so many times, and is getting 1% attack and defense for 10 seconds. Now I'm not quite sure the attack is going to scale up well. Maybe with Lei Kuan the things can scale up, but if you're going with the Goresh Kuma, I don't think it's going to be that game changing, but I think it's definitely going to help if you have hero like Lei Kuan with Kuma. And the stacks is 5, so this is actually 5% attack and defense, very easy to be achieved from Lei Kuan and Kuma. And this is a passive stats, you know. You're going to get these passive stats here: Legion defense, infantry attack. Thank god they actually put Legion defense, not the HP, because this Legion, Lei Kuan and Kuma, is going to become a game-changing Legion in Cow Dragons. They still are, but it's going to be just unbalanced Legion, so I'm happy that they put some defense there. So yeah, you can get like 5 stacks attack and defense, pretty nice. And since I mentioned a lot of Kuma, Lei Kuan, obviously this is the new hot item on the market, but I think this is universal capability. Basically, you can pair this artifact with many different legions. It's not going to be only Lei Kuan and Kuma. Obviously, for them is going to be the best place, but still, this artifact can be combined with Goresh Skogo. We have Spiritbound Torque for Goresh and Skogo. That's correct, but this one is also can work very well there. And with any HP scaling infantry benefits. Now, is Serpent Age a better choice from the Spiritbound Torque? I think the answer is yes. Now, here is the thing with the Spiritbound Torque is I can actually put them on the same level. Now, Spiritbound Torque is giving the rage, not actually the rage, but is taunting everybody, and is giving 15% defense. Your Legion also get normal attack damage taken minus 5%. This is great, but you're going to get 1%, 5% defense and attack from the passive of the artifact that is Serpent Age. I think this is very, very nice. And I think actually Serpent Age is one idea better from the Spiritbound Torque. Obviously, this is a control item for the people who don't know, but control is affecting some debuffs or buffs. If you check some other artifact like Thunder Elegy is providing silence and they cannot escape from here. I mean, this is a control artifact, so they cannot be paired. I mean, compare it that good, but I think the new artifact is one idea just because it's giving more survivability. Okay, just giving more survivability. On other points is for specific heroes that is getting extra buff via hero skills. Now, who else is having some buffs? I think actually Hosk was having some buffs. Yeah, HP bonus 30%. Kosk is also there. I'm not quite sure actually. Goresh is not giving. Skogo is not giving. Who else can actually give some extra buff? No Mogro, no Nika. Yeah, there's just not that many infantry that is giving some extra. That is giving you some extra HP buffs. So it may be for specific heroes, this artifact, this Serpent Age, but after this, yeah, it's basically for specific heroes to actually trigger this extra defense and attack. I think it's extremely important. But it matched with the right legion, it's just going to give absolutely great value at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess this will for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new artifact, Serpent Age. Compare it with the Spiritbound Torque, or if you want to compare it with the Shield of Strudness or Deathless Vines. Even though Deathless Vines is giving HP, this is also very nice. Legion cannot move or cannot move, also shelter defense and etc. It's also very nice, and this is a free artifact, by the way. You can get it from the normal draws, if I remember right, in the artifact. But anyway, let me know your opinion over the new artifact in Call of Dragons. So far, I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.